Welcome back to another episode of
Wow Life.
I'm Shawn.
I'm Felicia.
And this is a podcast of just two friends talking about wildlife, or as Singaporeans would like to say it,
Wow Life.
wildlife. Wildlife. And as you can see by today's episode, we are gonna talk about Singapore's forgotten roots.
Forgotten roots.
Forgotten
Wow.
roots sounds
very
damn
intense.
dramatic, but it's basically about Singapore's extinct animals.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Well, I wouldn't say they're extinct globally,
Uh-huh.
but endemically, that means just in Singapore we can't find them anymore.
Oh no.
Yeah, and you'll be surprised that there were actually some very interesting animals that we used to have here that just disappeared.
Wow, I honestly don't really know like what is native to Singapore.
Right?
Yeah, I think this would be an interesting
Yeah.
topic to hear more about.
Yeah, and but you might be wondering,
Yeah.
why are we talking about extinct animals?
I think it's important because it is a domino effect. Like if a certain animal were to go extinct, it's gonna cause the next species to go extinct. We have to find out why they're going extinct.
Right.
And I guess maybe it's interesting to know and just make the effort to find out more about what's causing them to go extinct.
Definitely. And if you hear some rumbling at the back,
It's my stomach. I'm so sorry.
it's Felicia's stomach. No,
Yes.
we are sadly filming during the rainy weather.
Again.
Again, and the weather's very bad. So if you hear some thunder,
Yeah.
it's the thunder.
Ooh, the way
Right?
you. Oh, here we
Ooh,
go.
speaking of the thunder.
Ooh, the way you pronounce thunder.
Why? Thunder? Feel the thunder.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. So
yeah. Okay. See, again,
Thunder?
if it's your first time listening, we can get we can get rambly, and I repeat this every episode. Well, too bad. Live with it. You clicked on this video.
now you're stuck.
Now
and you
you're
have
stuck.
to listen
you
to
wanna
the whole thing.
you wanna know about extinct animals? You just listen to us
Yeah.
ramble. Okay, no, but I think what Felicia said makes sense.
Okay,
And
I did.
no, it's good. And I have some statistics to start us off this episode.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Okay. So in 2003, okay, there was a study that unraveled how Singapore has already lost 28% of our recorded species in a span of 200 years.
That is a lot.
And you might be thinking like, oh, okay lah. I mean, so what? Animal what? And I think we have to remember that life really can't carry on if it's just metal and plastic and rubber. No, I mean
For
rubber is
sure.
natural, but life still revolves around other
Nature.
living things, and like I said, domino effect. But I think it's called a web of life for a reason, right? Everything is connected to each other. The plants we eat, vegetables, they're living things, right? And how do they get pollinated and stuff like that? We do forget that.
Yeah, so this statistic is actually quite worrying that
Yeah.
so much is lost already
So
in
28
the span of 200 years.
Yeah, 28% of our recorded species in Singapore is gone. And the reason is because we removed 95% of our forests for agriculture.
Oh my gosh.
And then subsequently urbanization.
Wow, 95%?
Right? And I think, I mean, even by the recent news with the astronaut the Japanese astronaut who gave a shout out to Singapore.
Oh yeah, that's
Remember?
cute.
And he took a screenshot of Singapore. There really is barely any green.
yeah.
And I don't know if any of you actually thought about that, but what does that mean for us?
Yeah, I think it's honestly very worrying and seeing the number 95%. So whatever we're seeing now is only just a mere 5% of what was here before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think there's definitely a good and bad perspective to this.
Uh-huh.
I mean, yes, right now with all the buildings, we can house more people.
For sure.
Yeah, there's definitely progress to
Uh-huh.
be made, and I'm not saying that we shouldn't
Progress.
progress, right? I think we should, but at the same time, how can we find a balance? So I think that's what
Yeah.
today's episode was all about,
Correct,
right?
yeah, just finding that balance.
Finding a balance, and I actually have an excerpt.
Oh, an excerpt, not a
Yeah.
quote?
An excerpt. Yeah, I was actually before this podcast, I was telling Felicia that I had a quote, but it turns out it was 2 paragraphs long. I have an excerpt to share. I know you guys are waiting to hear about the extinct
Do
animals.
share with
but-
us, yes.
Yeah, but here I am. Oh, I've got an excerpt. I've got statistics and stuff. But I think this would really get us in the right headspace for the podcast. Okay, so this excerpt was actually from a dialogue that one of my ex-professor, Dr. Shawn Lam, had with Art Science Museum, and this was from a session called Climate Conversation. And they were talking about our Singaporean marine ecology and our marine heritage. And so this is what he said. Okay, this is our shared heritage. It has got to be. If it's not embedded in our hearts and in our souls, I'm not sure if the sea really has that much of a chance. We go to fish markets. It's part of our culture, but we don't even know the names of all the fish. Let's learn those names. Let's learn about these fish. If we care about seafood, which we do in Asia, I think that means we should care about whether there is enough in the future so that future generations can enjoy it as much as we do. And then he also added, hundreds of millions of people in coastal cities around the world, like that of Singapore, see the ocean every day. But for those millions and millions of people, does the ocean flow through their veins? Can you peer into the heart of a Singaporean or anyone else from our region and actually find the ocean somewhere? Maybe for some people, but I think many, many more lives would be enriched if we accepted this as an important part of our heritage.
Wow.
So this was by Dr. Shawn Lam. And yeah, I think we have to realize how our life really isn't just about our concrete buildings.
Yeah.
We started off really, I mean, we still are an island, right? And our lives will forever be revolving around the ocean, right? Look at Singapore. Our main deal is
We started off
maritime
as a
trade.
fish market, yeah.
Yeah, right, and also maritime trade right
Yeah.
now, right? Like it's still one of the biggest industries that Singapore that Singapore has,
Nice.
right? So how does losing that impact us, right? And I think if you think about like our Singaporean heritage, what is our Singaporean heritage, right? We always
We
tell
were a fishing village.
yeah.
Like what he said, like we go to fish markets, we don't even know the names of the fishes.
Yeah.
We are so distant from what we are constantly going through every day also. We just call it a fish.
Yeah,
And we're not even educating ourselves.
Buy that fish lah, buy that one, the one.
Yeah.
That one very good for the sambal one.
Yeah. Oh, I like the way he put it though. He's very good with his words.
Right, yeah, and I think if we think about our Singaporean identity, I think our relationship with nature really is very special, right? And we don't want to lose that identity. Like how we have already lost a lot of these animal species that we're going to talk about
Oh,
today.
yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so the moment that all of you have been waiting for, we're actually finally going to talk about the extinct animals.
Oh, good. I
Right?
think it's a great introduction for us to really just appreciate these animals when we talk about them. And not just, just treat this as like, oh, we're just talking about animals that are already dead. But, we are also really hugely responsible the reason why they are not here anymore. So,
Yeah, and even though they are gone, I think they are still very much part of our identity, right?
yeah.
So the first one
Yes.
that we're going to talk about is the Malayan tiger. I'm going to add a sound effect.
You want to do that and then you open.
Or maybe not.
You can
It's just going to
use
be
that.
me. Yeah. So if you don't already know, we had wild tigers in Singapore.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. They were just roaming around.
What?
Yeah. Wild tigers in Singapore.
Actually, yeah, I heard from my grandma that
Yeah.
is quite a sight.
Yeah, and so they used to roam around our forests when we
Oof.
still had lots of forests. But when we started to clear our trees, right, for urbanization and stuff, they had no choice but to venture out of the forest. Right, and that was when it became a problem,
Yeah.
right? Because they were big, they were carnivorous, they were fierce animals, and they could attack people.
Yeah, for
They could
sure.
attack people, yeah. So it became a safety issue. So how Singapore resolved this was that they actually asked people to hunt the tigers.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they did.
They encourage the killing of these animals.
They actually did, right? So they actually put out a financial reward
Oh no.
for people to kill tigers. And if you bring one in, yeah, you get money.
Huh.
And the last tiger was shot in the year 1930.
Oh my gosh, it's so recent also.
So it is true. It's around our grandparents'
Yeah.
time, and they would have seen it.
Yeah.
And the reason why I say that this is still very much a big part of our identity, because if you look at our coins, right, the lion and the tiger behind our coins. I mean, yes, tiger would represent Malaysia, right, and lion for Singapore, but there are no lions in Singapore.
Yeah.
Sang Nila Utama probably saw
Tiger.
a tiger, or the other animal that we're gonna talk about later. But,
Yeah.
So yes, although the lion is our mascot, our
animal.
national animal, the tigers were the king of our jungle.
Yeah.
Now they're gone, right? Our king of the jungle is gone, right? So how does that, how do you feel about that?
I just feel like this animal has such a strong, significant impact in Singapore's history, and it's almost gone because of urbanization, and we're here. And I can't believe that I actually reward the killing of an animal. I mean, okay, it's definitely a solution because it's either us or them. Because I mean, of course, they are just acting on their animal instinct. Can't blame them, but I wouldn't have known how to handle the situation, especially when technology wasn't so advanced yet, and it feels like the only way is to protect yourself. So I mean, of course, I can see why they would do this.
Yeah, I think that there really is. I mean, I don't blame them either,
Yeah.
right? Because the debate here is humans or animals, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I know why do we have to choose. It's not that it's not that I don't want to blame them. I think it's a tough decision. I don't agree with it,
Yeah.
but at the same time, I get it, and I don't know. It's just a big part of our history, right? For the people being rewarded for killing tigers, and I think a lot of Singaporeans forgot that part of our history,
Yeah, I didn't even know of it then.
right? And is it something that we? I mean, it's not the most proud. I mean, it's not the proudest moment that Singapore has. But from I mean, the whole point of learning history is to learn from it, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, but it definitely helps to acknowledge what we had to do lah.
Yeah, it is, and again, we are not condoning
Yeah.
this action,
Yeah.
and I strongly believe that we shouldn't do it again.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I mean,
What other solutions can they be though?
I really don't know,
Yeah.
right? I mean, I don't blame them. When you're in a position of power, you have to take actions when people are getting killed
Yeah,
as well.
especially that.
Yeah, so there really is something a lot for us to think about.
Yeah.
Right? And our second locally extinct animal is also a big cat. So we actually, the tigers weren't the only big cats in Singapore that we used to have. The second one is actually the Indo-Chinese leopard.
Oh wow.
And the leopards that we have in Singapore, they are black. Their fur are black in color.
Oh.
Right, so another name for them is just Black Panther. Wakanda forever. Okay, no, that's so lame. So
No, I
nerdy.
wouldn't.
So nerdy way.
No, it's nice.
Okay, but yeah.
I wouldn't have thought that Black Panther existed in Singapore.
Yeah, we had Black Panthers in Singapore,
That's so cool.
right? But luckily for the Panthers, they were smaller
Okay.
and they were not as aggressive.
Okay.
So they lasted on our island longer than tigers did
Oh.
because there wasn't any bounty for them.
Right.
However, people were still afraid of them, right? Because the lack of exposure to the behavior of different species was not as widely known then. And I guess people didn't know that they were less aggressive, right? And so people still shot them when guns were still allowed around. People still shot them on sight, or they were captured for the pet trade.
Oof.
So for the panther, they stayed around till maybe 1970s to the late 1980s. So that was all that was recorded, and yeah, now we don't have them anymore.
Wow. It's actually still quite recent. The last panther to exist, like 1980s.
Yeah.
I really didn't know all of this used to be in Singapore and the treatment that had to be done. So
Yeah, and again, we're not trying to.
say that it's a right or wrong thing to do.
Yeah, we're not saying it's right or wrong. I think it's really acknowledging our history and not forgetting it,
Yeah.
so that we won't make the same mistakes.
Nice.
Okay.
What else used to be in Singapore?
Yeah, so our third animal is the sun bear.
Oh.
We actually had wild bears in Singapore.
What? No way.
We had wild bears. See, it's so cute. There's this
It's so
little marking.
small.
Yeah, it is. Okay, so it is the world's smallest bear.
Oh, cute.
Yeah, Singapore used to have that. But smallest, but it is also actually a very fierce. It's actually a very fierce species.
Oh, it's carnivorous.
They're omnivores.
Oh, omnivores.
They're omnivores. Yeah.
Cute.
And so unlike the first two animals, they are gone mostly because of deforestation, and they were actually poached because apparently in traditional medicine, some of their body parts were useful for medicine.
Yeah,
which,
that's the thing.
again, I mean it's a whole other
Topic.
topic to debate over.
Yeah.
But sadly, they are now gone from Singapore. Our second to last animal that I'm going to talk about, our extinct animal, is the cream-colored giant squirrel. We still see squirrels around in Singapore. The very common plain-tailed squirrel, the brown one that's like running around trees and stuff. We still see them there.
I see them quite often when I go for hikes, yeah.
Yeah, but this fella over here is one of the largest squirrels in the world. And as you can see by the photo, it's very nice colouring of fur.
Yeah,
and
very
that
pretty.
beautiful tail.
The
Right?
tail is so long.
Yeah, and okay, so in the past, it was recorded by Sir Stamford Raffles. When he was venturing around our forests, when he first set foot, he recorded it to be abundantly present in the woods. Abundantly present in the woods, but after our deforestation, the numbers dwindled.
Oh no.
Right, and the last one was spotted in Singapore in 1995. 26 years ago.
We were born already.
We were born already, and yeah, but we were too young and we would have never seen it. And
I have never seen this in my
Yeah,
life,
and
even
we-
in other countries too.
it is threatened worldwide.
Worldwide.
Worldwide, it is
I
a
guess-
threatened species,
Yeah.
and we used to have it abundantly in Singapore, and it's gone.
Yeah.
Right? And listening to this, you might feel very down. Don't be. Because our fifth animal is a very beautiful butterfly. So here's a nice video for you to watch. Yeah, this is a green dragontail.
Wow, it's so pretty.
Right?
Wait,
Look at it.
putting
Look at
it-
it. Look at it
Oh,
flutter. Whoa.
It's really so pretty.
Right? And this little pretty thing, I think this went viral quite a while back. The video, it went viral quite a while back, and they were like, "Wow, such a beautiful butterfly!" But unbeknownst to people,
Yeah, how come I've never seen it before?
yeah, I mean, we don't have it in Singapore now anymore.
Yeah.
But we used to have it in Singapore. It was native to our country, but it's gone. Just like a lot of other species of butterflies that have disappeared in the past 160 years.
Wow, purely because of deforestation and urbanization.
Right? I mean, butterflies do rely a lot on plants.
Yeah.
For their livelihood, and when you remove 95% of our forests,
95% of species will also.
well, I mean, yeah, we almost half of all our butterfly species are gone from the past till
Wow.
now, and yeah, it makes you think, like,
Yeah.
how do our actions impact?
I mean, if you remove
Yeah.
something as significant as 95%, the consequence is going to be huge. And
Right.
unfortunately, we only see like 5 of the species that are affected by our actions. But yeah, I mean, it's good to know that these animals used to roam around Singapore as well. And yeah, I mean, of course, I really appreciate them and they're beautiful. They look so nice and beautiful, and I wish that I could see them in real life.
Yeah.
But
But
wow,
again,
intense.
we don't want you to just listen to sad stories. We've already lost so much, but we have to also know that we still have a lot. Right? Just because you lose 5 doesn't mean you have to forget about the rest.
Yeah.
Right? So this next segment is talking about animals that we still have in Singapore.
And what can we do?
Again, we can suggest some stuff, but I think the onus is really on I mean, not just the listeners, but Singaporeans in general, right?
Yeah.
Like the quote, I mean, not quote, the excerpt that the excerpt that
The two
Dr.
paragraph
Shawn Lam
long
said,
quote,
right?
yes.
It's the nature is all around us, but are they in our veins, right? Do we do Singaporeans, do we know about what's around us, right? So I'm gonna tell you now. I'm gonna tell you what's around you. Okay. So the first one, I think it's one of the most popular endangered animals we have in Singapore. So endangered that it is still poached
I have
today.
no idea what it is.
It's the
so-
Sunda pangolin.
Oh,
You know Sunda pangolin?
why are they being poached?
Their scales are still used for traditional medicine.
Ah,
Not only is it an endangered species locally, it is also critically endangered
everywhere?
everywhere.
Oh,
Right, because of the trade, and yeah. So I guess what can we do to protect them?
I guess maybe firstly we have to educate ourselves and just not go to the wrong vendors and support people who are actually actively participating in this trade.
Yeah. And I think one more thing that we can do is, actually, if you noticed on some of our local wildlife pages, they actually teach you that, like, if you do see a pangolin, do not put it online on where it is, on where you can find it. right? Do not even take a photo where it's obviously showing like where this place is. And this would help because you don't know who is viewing your photos online. A potential poacher might be stalking that same Facebook page,
Wow.
and they might, this one is
Where so and so, I'm gonna go there and catch this pangolin.
this one is at,
Yeah.
you know.
Oh, I love that we are kind of like coming together as a community to like not show this online.
Yeah.
And show that poachers can't, like it's like us against the poachers,
Yeah.
which is kind of fun.
Yeah.
And they're so helpless too, because they're just like tiny little creatures.
Yeah. And I mean, even the news previously, I think I don't know if you know, the one where a local Singaporean, he was basically caught trying to, he saw a pangolin and he took it back to his car. So a passerby saw it and they basically drove behind, followed him lah, and tried to catch him. Obviously he knew that he was being followed, so he put the pangolin back into a different part or a different nature reserve and something like that.
That's not good.
Yeah, and-
Removing them from their
and obviously
territory.
the authorities were called in, and his excuse was, I saw that the pangolin was near some ants, near a lot of ants. I scared, they kinda bitten or something like that. But if you actually know about pangolins, they eat ants. So, I mean, he said he gave his statement, and Singapore need to give benefit of doubt, but it is a bit fishy.
I wonder what he wanted to do. Like, maybe raise it as a pet?
No clue. Or he could be I don't want to smear
Just
him
label
as
him
a poacher, right? I mean, it's not right, but at the same time it is very fishy. And
So actually people do know the value of, having a pangolin right now.
yeah, and again, it's not just endangered in Singapore.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
This is a critically endangered animal worldwide.
Oof.
And the fact that we still have it in Singapore,
Yeah.
I think we should cherish what we have. It's something that we should be proud of.
Yeah.
And just keep it, just be mindful.
Yeah. The
Be
fact
mindful
that,
of.
yeah.
The next one that we have
Yeah.
is also another one that I'm pretty sure all of you Singaporeans know about. Is the smooth-coated otter.
Oh, I've seen them in MBS.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
Everywhere.
Right.
Eating our koi fishes.
But
Yeah?
globally, they are a vulnerable species.
Are they?
They
Wow.
are. And the fact that we are seeing more and more of them in Singapore, especially like in our koi ponds,
Yeah.
in our celebrity koi ponds.
Eating expensive fishes.
Yeah, I think it is again something that we should be proud of.
Yeah.
It is a vulnerable species globally.
But it's thriving in Singapore.
Yeah, you go to the beach and down there got the otter eating fish leh. Come take video leh.
You come to Singapore and eat good food
yeah, eat koi leh. Koi, expensive one not. Even I cannot afford one small baby koi. This fella eat what 6, and then they very picky.
The whole family.
No, they eat the I think the head only, right? They be head or they eat the body.
one of the parts.
Yeah, and then just leave the rest. Wow, they're picky.
Yeah.
So we don't forget that
They are endangered, but I mean,
vulnerable.
They're vulnerable, but happy that they have found a home in Singapore,
Yeah.
and that people actually, I haven't really. I mean, of course, I'm a bit like not in the know of a lot of news, but I haven't heard of anyone actually harming this otter. So I think everyone is still very respectful of this wildlife relationship that we have with the otters, which is good.
Yeah, and I think the good thing is, although yes, they can cause a bit of a trouble sometimes, I think in general Singaporeans do appreciate how cute they are.
Yeah.
Which is good, and I think that's what we should encourage more Singaporeans to be like.
Yeah.
Right, to appreciate the wildlife.
Yeah, and just call the right authorities to remove them if they are, causing harm in your property or whatever. I mean, they exist in Singapore, so
Yeah.
we have to acknowledge that.
Yeah.
And then what can we do?
Yeah. So the third success story is the straw-headed bulbul. So it's a bird. It's this very cute bird, and Singapore is actually doing very well for conserving birds.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this straw-headed bulbul is actually critically endangered globally.
Wow.
But Singapore is the only stronghold for this species in the whole world.
Oh, that makes me proud.
Yeah, so a lot in other countries the numbers of this bird is dwindling down. But in Singapore, there is a slow increasing population in Pulau Ubin.
Wow.
And the numbers in mainland Singapore is actually steady.
Slowly increasing. Okay.
No, it's steady.
Steady. Oh, that's good enough.
Yeah, and again, I mean, I wouldn't say it's a rare bird in Singapore.
Okay.
It's fairly common, but again, because a lot of Singaporeans they maybe they haven't researched about it yet, and they don't know that around the world, like in other parts of the world, this is a very rare and critically endangered species, and we just take these birds for
For
granted.
granted, for sure, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm definitely one of those Singaporeans that didn't know of this, and like how lucky we are to have this species just flying around in our country.
Yeah, and again, this is pretty much. I guess this can be part of our identity.
That's cool.
Right?
And like definitely probably doing something right for them to thrive in Singapore.
Yeah, we have something that y'all don't have,
Yeah,
leh.
Singapore is doing something
Singapore like to
correct.
Singapore like to kiasu, right? We have leh, you don't have leh. I mean,
Our what straw-headed boo boo.
yeah. I mean, no, we shouldn't make we shouldn't
Yeah.
put down other countries for it, but I think at the same time we should be proud.
Proud, we're just being. Of course, we
We're
have
just
to
joking
celebrate.
around.
Yeah,
Just
we have to
joking around.
celebrate the ones that are actually doing well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like I said, actually, Singapore is doing very well for birds, like the hornbill.
Oh.
Yes, your your Oriental pied hornbill.
I actually do see them. I have seen them before.
Yeah. Previously, they were locally extinct, right? But then, decades later, a pair flew over from Malaysia, and somehow we managed to repopulate them into a very healthy population
Nice.
back in Singapore. So Singapore is doing very well in terms of birds.
Yeah.
Right, and we it's time to acknowledge that, right? It's time to show appreciation to, I mean, not just to the birds, but I think kudos to NParks and Nature Society and things like that, where we have individuals have done research and stuff to help bring the numbers back for these birds
For sure.
back to
It's
a healthy
definitely
amount.
a community
Yeah.
effort. Yeah.
And it can be, and the community can still grow, right? We can still have more Singaporeans on board in protecting these animals.
Yeah, if we can do it for one species, I'm sure we can also extend the community help
Yeah.
to other species as well.
Yeah. Two more. Okay, this one,
Makes me happy. This list.
this list.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, two more. The next one is very quick. It's called the Singapore stream crab or the Singapore freshwater crab.
Oh.
And the reason why I want to mention this is because this crab can only be found in Singapore.
No way.
Only be found in Singapore.
Why?
It is called, I mean, it's endemic to Singapore. It's only present here.
Ooh.
It's called, I mean, that's why it's called the Singapore stream crab, right? Or the Singapore freshwater crab. And I want to bring this up because we actually have quite a number of endemic animals. But a lot of Singaporeans don't know. They think, oh, Singapore, what got wildlife, we got Singapore where got wildlife one. The tree only got the myna the blackbird. Where
So
got
noisy.
so noisy, then got the the quail. Only like that where got animal.
Wow, I really didn't know. We have such a vast history and actually quite a lot of different animals and species that we can actually go and explore and learn more about.
And again, species that only we have.
Yeah.
Your kiasu people.
Wow, win already lah.
Yeah, it's something that y'all can boast about, but we Singapore every time lose to other countries. Other country got so many animals.
You can just say this crab species specifically.
You got the Singapore freshwater crab not?
Yeah, don't have.
Don't have. Be proud.
Yeah, it is really quite good.
Yeah.
Good job.
And our final species on this list, which I hope this has lifted your mood back up from our
Definitely.
first five.
I'm feeling proud, like a
Right.
proud mother.
Okay, and our last species is the Neptune's cup sponge.
What's that?
Okay, so
A coral?
so it is a sea sponge. It is a sea sponge, and it
Ah.
is one of the world's largest sea sponge.
Wow, not only is it found in Singapore, it's also the largest.
Yes, but backstory.
Yes.
So this was actually thought to be globally extinct.
Oh.
So just like your dodo bird and all those kind of animals, it was thought to be globally extinct everywhere. That's why it's globally. But then it was rediscovered in the waters of Singapore in 2011 at St.
Hey.
John's Islands.
What? So recent?
Yeah, it's I don't know. I think it's so amazing that like every other country's seabed
Don't have this.
don't have this anymore.
Basically, yeah.
And we found we found a few actually. We found a few living specimens specimens at the end
Wow.
in Singapore.
Wow. So who found this? Was it like a chance exploration?
It's for you to actually,
Read
I
up
don't know.
more.
It's for you to read up. I'll send the link.
Because if it's me, that's why actually I have this thing. Sometimes when I have like a bug on me, right, and it looks very different from what I usually see, I'll be like, is this an extinct animal that I should probably?
Actually, me too.
Do you sometimes do that?
Like sometimes if I mean okay, although I run a wildlife YouTube channel, I don't know every single animal lah, okay?
Exactly.
So sometimes I will see this bug, I'm like, wow, yeah, I want to document, maybe I can name it like what, Insecto shondo or
Yeah.
something.
What if you explore something,
Ah.
you actually discover a new species?
Can name it after me
Yeah.
like Felicianata or something, right?
Oh, that's nice.
Right, it's a nice scientific name, but and then it turns out I go in Google and then
It's already discovered.
it's discovered.
Hey,
I
but
just
don't stop
know.
trying. One day, I
Yeah.
believe that you will find this species that you can make it your own.
Yeah, and I think it's also a very fun activity. Like
It is?
It helps you learn. Okay, like so if you don't know Little Red Jungle by now, I'm not an expert on the animals. I basically do just that.
Okay.
I see an animal, I research about it, I read up on it, and then I'm just sharing the facts. I'm sharing the information that I've learned.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I don't know if I mentioned this in the previous episode, but the true heroes are the people doing the research work down on the ground. Be it Ant Parks or Nature Society or just your casual person who likes to take photographs of animals. The real heroes are them.
Yeah, for sure. It's
Right?
a very thankless job also because it's so behind the scenes. You don't even know who's running it.
Yeah.
Who should we even and don't even know. They don't even put it online what they're actually doing.
Mhm.
And yeah, lah, we just for us living here, we get to just experience the fruits of their labor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Cool. I love the ending with all the species that I've never heard of
Yeah.
and that it's something that I should know, but I'm just like any other.
but now you do.
Yeah, now I do, and I'm really learning a lot, even just from this short little sharing session.
Mhm.
And it makes me want to learn more about what is actually specific to our country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now you listeners and watchers on YouTube, you guys know too. And I hope this inspires you to carry on wanting to learn and to just go out there, snap photos,
Yeah.
go Google.
And if you see a weird bug, don't be afraid to research on it, because one day you might find something.
You might name it after yourself.
Yeah.
So, yes, this comes to the end of our podcast. And as usual, I'm going to put Felicia on the spot again.
Wildlife.
What is our wildlife moment for today?
I like your ending statement, so I'm just gonna copy that and just end it with like a wow, life that is also intertwined, and we should just appreciate everything that's given to us.
Taking the easy way out, but
Yeah.
I'll accept that. I hope all of you enjoyed this episode, and I hope all of you have learned something, and never stop learning.
Yeah, I definitely learned a lot.
Yeah. And see you the next episode. Bye bye.
Bye.